Is that right? Knit, purl, knit, purl, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. Okay. Purl. Knit. Purl. Hey! Thank you for liking the live. Purl. Knit. I'm working on a pair of socks. Hi. I'm really glad this live is working because the last 2 or 3 times I've tried to go live, it's like defaulted to private instead of being public, so like other people can't see it. So I'm glad that there are people watching and that this is working. Yeah, I'm working at Cuff Down. The pattern I'm using is Sheep and Stitches pattern. I just pulled up her YouTube video and learned how to make a sock. So this is like my third pair of socks I've ever done. Knit. Oh hey! Nice. My favorite is Toe Up by New Leaf. New Leaf. Here, I'll have to write that down. I don't have a pen with me. Do I have a pen with me? Oh, yes, I do. I have a pen with me. New Leaf. Okay. I better have a pen with me because I have to keep track of my rows. Yeah, I've looked at a video on how to knit Toe Up, but, and I'm sure I could figure it out. I could learn it. Like, I'd be fine, but it looks hard. um, so I'll have to give it a go one of these days, but right now I'm just like really enjoying my little cuff down pattern that I found. Pearl. Knit. Pearl. Knit. Okay. Pearl. Like I'm trying to like knit and also read comments now. Once you increase your toes, then it's a straight shot till the heel and same after. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I think the only difficulty I would really have is starting. It's with the magic loop, right? Is how you start. Um, but I'm sure I could figure it out. And I do really like watching people knit with their circular needles as opposed to having to knit with DPNs. I have DPNs have really grown on me, but I love a good circular needle. So I'll have to give it a go. Knit. Okay, cool. Another row down. I believe Judy's magic Yeah, I've heard of Judy's Magic Cast On. Hang on, I'm writing all of this down. Magic Cast On. Yeah, I've heard of that. I don't think I was knitting at the time that I saw videos about that, but I've heard of it, so I'll have to look into that too. Pearl knit pearl. No. I always end up with like a really long, because I have to do like a long tail cast on to do socks, and I always end up with like a really long tail at the end. Um, I always overestimate, which is good because I'd rather overestimate than underestimate. But I could also just cut it. But I've definitely found that at some points when I'm doing like the heel turn, I sometimes end up with a little bit of a hole. And so I can take the long tail and sort of like weave down towards that hole and then just like close it up. So that's good. Pearl. Is that right? That was a pearl, knit, pearl, knit, pearl, knit, pearl, knit, pearl, knit, pearl, pearl. Yeah. Knit. Pearl, knit. Okay. Pearl. Ah. Knit. Pearl. Knit. Pearl. Pearl. Knit. Pearl. Knit. Alright, now we can pearl it. Pearl. Knit. Pearl. Knit. Pearl. Knit. If you have time, I have a video on 12 knitted socks in 12 months, I believe, explain my method because I only make them for myself. In 12 months, I believe I explain my method because I only make them for myself because of the count. Ooh, well then I'll have to write your channel down too, and I'll have to go look at that. Yeah, I've been, something that I'd really love to get into is, colorwork socks. I have been watching, uh, Stone Knits. She's kind of my current new obsession. And she has all these, she's got like a whole drawer of socks like just for the fall. So I think colorwork socks would be fun. And also like Um, 12 socks in 12 months sounds really fun. I definitely want to build up a whole sock arsenal. Um, and most of I think a lot of them I want to keep for myself, but a lot of them I do want to like donate to people. Especially like I just moved up here to Michigan. Like I'm in a really it's really hot right now today, but like I'm in like gonna be in like a really cold climate, and I know that that's something that people that don't have a place to stay really need. So I want to do that, but yeah, rambling. But okay, what was it? Knit that crochet. I'm gonna write that down. I really like your name because like my channel name is Duncan Crochets because I started out crocheting, but this year I've done a lot of knitting, and I've predominantly done knitting actually. And so people are always like, "Oh my god, do you crochet?" I'm like, "I do, I swear. I just haven't in a little bit." I actually started crocheting this morning. I've been meaning to do I have these like plastic um I don't know. It's almost like the plastic for soda, but it's like a hard plastic. It's not a soft plastic, and it goes over beer cans. Because I used to work in a restaurant, so I would get those little hard plastic things, and I was like, well, I can crochet it together and make a wine bottle holder. So that's what I want to do with that. So actually, I've had them for months, but I actually just started working on the project like this morning. Um, I was trying to clean my house and was like, no, I'm gonna crochet instead. Do everything but what I need to. I do both, so that sounds like fun. Oh yeah. I do. I figured you did both. I do both too. Just predominantly knitting as of late. Purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. Okay. Purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. Knitting has so much feel, texture, inventory. Knitting is taking too long. Knitting takes a long time. It definitely. I have because from what I understand, knitting also uses less yarn than crochet does. So you do end up with like, you can kind of stretch your yarn. So I've got something like 8 or 10 balls of yarn that it's K&C yarn that I bought from Michael's or from Joann's before they closed down. And I really want to do a baby blanket out of it. And the last one that I did, which was with the same yarn, I had like 12 balls of yarn, but now I only have 8. So I really want to like stretch them, you know? Show us your yarn stack, my yarn stack. I don't have it in the room with me, and it's actually not that my yarn stack isn't actually that impressive. It used to be pretty impressive. I used to have I overconsumed when I first started, and I had like 7 boxes of yarn, like 5 gallon boxes of yarn. Um, and in the process of moving, I just said to myself, I can't keep all of this. I need to get rid of it. Um, so I was allowed myself to keep 1 box, and the rest of it I donated to a church that actually has like a program where they meet like once a month. They knit and crochet outside of this, but they meet once a month and get together, knit and crochet, and they take socks, hats, blankets, all this stuff, and they take it down to the local homeless shelter. Um, so I donated it to them because I know that they'll take that and do some good stuff with it. If you get a yarn winder, it helps with space. Takes. I actually. Do I still have a yarn winder? I actually had a wine yarnder as well as a yarn swift, and I actually, in my move, I donated both of those because of space, basically. Um, so yeah, I used to have one, but I don't have one anymore, and I don't really want to purchase another one. I don't want to go spend money. Um, yeah. Knit, pearl, knit, pearl, knit, pearl, knit, pearl, knit, pearl, knit, pearl. Cool, pearl. Lucky you have yarn. I only have one. Aww. Yeah, I am, honestly. I am really lucky to. I mean, I have like a decent amount of yarn. Even like the stuff that. The stuff that I had before I donated it was. Oh my god, so much. Like. And even the stuff now, it's a little bit like, okay, what am I gonna do with all of this? I know like the wool, I'm basically like, okay, I'm gonna work this up into socks. I've got a couple of, like 2 balls of sock yarn, and then I've got some yarn for a blanket I want to do, and that's a majority of it. And then the rest, I'll just do this in that little project. I don't know. But I definitely have like more than enough. Knit, pearl knit. It's definitely gonna like last me a while. Like I don't really have to. I don't have to buy more. I don't need to. Those 24 cubicle walls, and it's a mess. Oh, you have one of those. Those are cool. I probably could have had that. I kept all my yarn in plastic bins because you're supposed to do that to keep like the dust mites and stuff out. Um, I probably could have. Um, that would be cute, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of like my plastic bins. It keeps things pretty organized, and they're clear plastic, so I can kind of see what I have still for the most part. Um, yeah. I got 3 more rows. Knit. I've got 3 more rows on my cuff, and then I can go on to whatever the next step is. Knit. I really can't wait until I can, like, I'm gonna do a couple socks, and then I'm gonna have this pattern memorized, and I'm gonna be able to do it without having to refer back to the pattern and refer back to the video. But for now I do. So I kind of write stuff down as I go, little notes. But yeah, I'm excited to be able to just like whip up a sock. Purl. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Okay, purl. Knit. Right. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Purl. Alright, knit. No. Okay, we're good. Cool. Cool. I have to like, I keep having to keep track of like, okay, am I purling or am I knitting? I don't remember. You would think it would get easier, but it just does not. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Ah. Okay. Purl. This. Knit. Purl. Knit. Okay, great. Just got 2 more rows. Time it does. In time it does. Oh, yeah. And a waffle stitch blanket. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get burnt out on socks eventually, but for now, they're my current obsession, so. Yeah. Okay, where am I at? 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. What? count up, see how many I've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which means for, I only did 5 rows. Here we go. Let's look at this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Huh. For, do you do whole socks? Yeah, I do the whole sock with the DPN. Yeah. I'd like to try circular needles at some point, but right now, just DPNs. Yeah. I think my stitch count is off. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's, yeah. Here, let me count the bumps here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay. That is right. Okay. I'm just counting wrong. That's good. Do you do? Oof. That's patience. I start. And then transfer to 9-inch circular needles. Yeah, see, I hate transferring yarn from one needle to the next. Like when I'm first picking stitches up from the DPN, to have them all on the correct DPN, like that's the worst part for me. And then just knitting is fine. Like actually in the pattern by Sheep and Stitch, she does have you switch over to a different size needle at one point, and I don't do that. And then also something that she has you do is when you're doing the heel turn, taking the stitches that you're not using and putting them on a string, and then like picking them back up later. And I don't do that either because she does it and she makes it look easy. It is not easy for me. My stitches will, if I put them on a string, they will totally, for me, get lost. And I won't be able to pluck them back out, basically. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, Virginia knit. Ah, gotta do a purl. Come on, purl. Knit, purl. All right. Purl, knit, purl, knit. You know, another problem that I would have when I knit like my first pair of socks is I would kind of just like not see the final stitch, and then I would just like drop it off the needle and go on to the next needle and then wonder why my stitch count was off. Um, that was something I did once or twice first when I was first um I guess knitting my first pair of socks. I've only knit like this is only like pair number 3. But like I already feel like I have learned and am learning and continuing to learn how to knit socks. And I'm improving, I think. Pearl, knit, pearl. I'm actually knitting these with 100% wool, which I know you're not supposed to do that because you're supposed to have some nylon for security, but hey, I like the way that this wool is, and I don't happen to have nylon on me. So, ooh, another row done. I've just got one more row, and then I'm gonna have to go look at the rest of the pattern, which is actually in the other room. Hi! There's a few that got me going 10 years now. Crochet Crowd and Grocery Girls. Stay to go to bed since 10 p.m. for you. It's 10 p.m. for you. So you're like, it's like 4:30 for me. So 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 39:30. So you're like 5.5 hours later than me. It's crazy. Okay. This is my last row. I think so. Knit. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Purl. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Great. Knit. Purl. Purl, purl, purl. Purl. Knit. Knit. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Purl. Knit. Okay. Knit. Got to do a purl stitch. Purl. You know, something else I've improved on when I was first learning how to do like alternate between knitting and purling, my purl stitches would always be like way too tight, like I couldn't really get into them to work them. But I've since sort of fixed that, so that's good. Knitting and crocheting in general, I think I still do it like probably I have a tighter tension than the average person. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. Okay, but I've gotten better with it, so that's a good improvement. Purl, knit, purl, knit. When I'm talking, I can't necessarily keep track, so I know that I end on a knit, so I have to count. Purl, knit. Okay. I'm actually done with the ribbing for this sock. So, yeah, that's exciting. Let me make sure I kind of have everything. Is this right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Awesome. All right, well, I think I'm gonna head off because I need to go eat lunch, even though it's like 4 p.m. Bye, y'all.